Nothing like editing a vlog only to find out you never filmed an intro. Hi, my name is Courtney and welcome to my channel. I read books. So this past week I read two books. I read The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop and The Order by Katerina St. Clair, and this is that vlog. So if you're into a long vlog, please stick around. I'm probably going to have a couple of videos coming up that are going to be a bit shorter type of vlogs where I just talk, like read a big chunk and then talk about it. But this one, I had lots of thoughts, as you can see. So please enjoy, like and subscribe, and yeah, let's start the video. Okay, so right now I am sitting outside kind of at this little like bench in my neighborhood, and I'm gonna go for a bit of a walk. I'm gonna listen to an audiobook as I go. I just need to get out of the house and get some vitamin D and you know, enjoy the weather that we're having here. At some point I'll like take a break, sit and talk to you a little bit more about The Order, which I have been reading, and I feel like I haven't updated you on that one at all, so I'm so sorry, but I will get to that in a bit. So come along on this little walk with me while I listen to an audiobook. It'll be Kelly Bishop's The Third Gilmore Girl. Absolutely love the show, so I'm excited to see like more about her and learn about her life. I love her so much as an actress. Like, she kills it. Whether you love or hate Emily in that, like, you have to admit she does a great job. Like, she makes you feel things. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I have made it to the trail and I am going to talk to you a little bit about The Order, which I have been reading off camera. So the plot of The Order, like the setup essentially, is that you have a dystopian society that's meant to be the United States, and it's like far into the future, supposedly, and there are two classes of people. You're either an untouchable or you're unfortunate, and ain't that the truth? So essentially in this society, the untouchables, they are the elites, they are the haves, and the unfortunates are the have-nots. The unfortunates do like all of the work. They do like any hard labor, just anything that an untouchable has no interest in doing. And the untouchables, they hate them. Like, it makes no sense. These are the people who do everything for you. Why do we hate them? Like, you would think you'd be so appreciative. Like, I would absolutely hate to raise farm animals, and they're doing it for me so I can eat the food that I want. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Like, what the? It's just classism. That's all. Okay, so I found a good spot to sit at in the middle of my walk because the clips that I already started filming, I realized just how out of breath I was as I was talking, and that was embarrassing. So let's talk while we have a little bit of time to catch our breath, okay? And let's remember to stay hydrated because I rarely do, and I need it. I absolutely need it. I have tried to film this clip like 4 different times, but every time someone walks by, I feel uncomfortable, and they know I'm talking to myself, and I'm not used to it yet, so bear with me, okay? So let's talk about The Order. I have been reading that book for a few days now, and I am still probably like 40% in. Number one, the main female character, her name is Forrest. She is frustrating, but in a good way. She has gotten to the point now where she's questioning why the society is this way, and she's noticing the control tactics more than other people are, or like caring more about it than other people do. And this is exacerbated by the fact that she's a little bit different. She has this mark on her body, which she doesn't really know what it means, other than sometimes it hurts and she has to hide it because it's frowned upon. Her mother is a doctor, and she does these tests, and called expulsion tests. Essentially, like, if you fail, you die. And it was very jarring because that was like the first chapter. The friend group that they have, there's this set of twins. There's the male twin who is in love with Forrest, and she just kind of like strings him along, not gonna lie. And then there's Reagan, and she has had a crush on her brother Kai for like the longest time, and it seems like Kai is into her. But then again, I'm also getting a little tingling of Kai is into Max, who's the male twin. Oh no, it's gonna get spicy, y'all. And then on top of that, you have this official, like a police officer or like society regulator or whatever, but they're called officials with capital O. His name is Xavier. Okay, so he does it for me, at least so far. He seems like he's an official because like he needed the job and he wanted to be in a position to help people, but like he's really understanding of the plight of the unfortunates, and he doesn't get the pleasure out of torturing them or like having to put them in their place that the other officials do. So I appreciate that about him. And there's just something about the way that he talks to Forrest, the way that he like lingers around her, and like the little comments he makes. He's good. He's very good. Meanwhile, you have who I'm assuming is going to be the actual love interest in this book, and his name is Fallon. Fallon is an unfortunate who's able to go to school with the Untouchables. He like hates the Untouchables, but he has like a little soft spot sometimes, it seems, for Forrest. And come to find out, this is because they can talk to each other in their minds. They can talk to each other in their minds. Is this a fated mate situation? We will find out. People keep walking by. Oh my god, I'm getting so embarrassed. Okay, so to continue my thoughts on this book, because I swear I will get through this. There's a scene where there's a situation at the school. So a shifter attacks this girl, and she's like dying, and the officials all show up, and they use this mind control device that is implanted in all of these members of society, unfortunate and untouchable alike, and basically put them all in like stasis. They like knock them all out, and then they can like alter their memories and alter like their executive functions. And for some reason, for Fallon and for Forrest, it doesn't work. They have to pretend like they're all knocked out, and they get to witness all these like heinous things that these officials are doing, and now they're trying to figure out like what is going on. So that is where we're at in the book. Thank goodness I finally caught up. Vibe wise, I am very excited about this like love triangle sort of situation we have going on. It's not really a love triangle yet, but Forrest has definitely shown interest in both of them. More like explicit interest in Xavier. Yeah, I'm just ready for Fallon to like be thrown into the mix and see what happens there. I think I've been sitting down for long enough, and I need to actually get moving because my leg is falling asleep. That is so embarrassing. So I'm gonna go back to walking for a bit, get some more exercise, and listen to the third Gilmore Girl. It's so pretty out. I love this little stretch of the trail. I have now finished my walk and I am back home. I am going to get all cleaned up and then relax for a bit, maybe read a little bit more of the order, and probably check back in with you tomorrow. It's already almost like dinner time, and I'm just feeling more in a relaxing mood, so that's what we're gonna do. I actually realized I have highlighted some quotes on my Kindle, and I'll probably go over those with you when I do my next update. I'm so excited though because it's like starting to heat up. Also, I only have about like 25 minutes left of listening to the third Gilmore Girl, Richard's death. It gets me every time I think about it. Like, oh, just yeah. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it at all. Also, we are going to ignore how dusty this shelf is. Do you understand me? We are ignoring it because it's not actually dusty. You see, it's fine. Okay, bath time. Why did I buy the physical copy and then only listen to the audiobook? The narrator. I absolutely love her. There's something about her voice. I found bookmarks. Oh, the universe is just giving me all of the positivity today. Okay, so yeah, so Kelly Bishop's memoir, The Third Gilmore Girl, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that as far as her background and her like young adult life, I was very surprised. I didn't really do any research into her going into reading the book, so I didn't know that she was in a chorus line. Don't come for me if that was like common knowledge. But yeah, I just really didn't follow her until I watched the show. So I didn't know that she had won a Tony Award, which is fantastic for her. I did not know that she had changed her name, but most actors do at this point, I feel. And it was nice to hear about her like relationships throughout, and especially Lee Leonard, her husband who has passed, and just how supportive and wonderful he was. And a lot of these memoirs, or just like people's stories in general, there's a lot of like, abuse and terrible husbands and, infidelity and all that stuff. While she did go through some of that in her young adult years, mostly what stuck out to me was just how supportive and wonderful her like her last marriage was. Final's a weird word to use, but her marriage to Lee Leonard was just so beautiful, and I could hear her choking up just talking about him. And I don't know, it's sweet to hear like how much she loved Alexis Waddell and Lauren Graham and Amy Sherman Palladino. And I mean, I wish that I could learn even more about her, even more about her time on the show. And I guess I'll just have to listen to or read some other memoirs from that cast. Oh my god, there's so many pretty pictures. I'm so upset I didn't even crack this open until just now. Look at how gorgeous she is. Y'all, gorgeous. And she's still gorgeous. Like, man, this dust jacket does not want to stay on, but that's beside the point. She's so gorgeous. Her character is great, and I just like see her as a very powerful woman, whether that was her or that was just Emily the character. I think they sometimes like spill over into each other. So I thoroughly enjoyed listening to reading this one. And I don't really know how to rate memoirs, but usually I give them all 4s if I really enjoyed them, and a 5 if it like made me sob and like changed my life. And like I do still reserve my 5-star ratings. So I'm gonna give this one a 4. That means I really loved it. Moving on, we are going to talk about the order. So I hope that my explanation when I was out on my walk made some sort of sense. Something I wanted to make sure I made very clear about this book is that it is written from the POVs of high school students. I think I said that they were in school or whatever, but I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. So just to get the characters in our heads, right? Because if you haven't read it, I'm sure I confused everyone. So you have, maybe there will be a graphic somewhere. Probably not, because that's a lot of work. But so you have Forrest, the main character. Her brother's name is Caden. Then you have their best friends. The 2 best friends that they have are Max and Reagan. Now Max and Reagan are twins, and Max likes Forrest, Reagan likes Caden, and then I think Caden likes Max. Hopefully that cleared things up. You know what? Actually, I do have a bone to pick with Kindle, and I would like to talk about it right this second. So when I first started reading this book, there was art inside of the book. I don't know who did it because I didn't even get a chance to look into like who the artist was, but I loved the art in the book. So I had actually bookmarked all of the pages that had it. And I think at that point there were like 4 of them I had seen. I went back to find the bookmarks the other day because I was like, I would need to refresh myself on like what this character looks like. Oh, they're gone. Excuse me. Because it's on Kindle Unlimited, they can go in and like edit the book and like take out the art, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. I am so upset. I'm actually like, I want to throw up upset. Okay, that's a little bit dramatic, but I'm pissed off about it. I'm not gonna lie, because that was really pretty art. I kind of want to go through some of the highlights I already have in the book as of right now, because you didn't really get to see me reading it. I have quite a few highlights on here. I hope you can see them, but I'm gonna go over like the main ones that stuck out to me just so you can be caught up to where I'm at. So there was a quote in here where Forrest was talking about how like she doesn't actually like Max. Like she likes him enough, but like not really enough to want to be with him. And in here it says, Max is like one of those things that's great on paper, but in reality isn't quite right. And I feel that. I feel that with my soul. Have you ever met somebody and like been in the process of like talking to them or like dating them or whatever, and you're like, I should like you, but like I'm just not feeling it? That's what that is. Also, he's blonde, y'all. I'm pretty sure he's blonde, so you know. Okay, so later on in the book, the reason why I think that it's actually going to be Fallon and her that end up together, her being Forrest, I think that it's going to be them together because when she talks about how she feels around Fallon in the beginning of the book, like this is page 94, she says, I loved it, I craved the fear he filled me with. It's a fear to walk the line. Excuse me, ma'am. Fallon's a little sassy boy. He's sassy. He's a little bit arrogant, but we like that in books. Let me just underline that, in books. So he has a moment where like Max is talking to Fallon and they're kind of beefing because Max can see how Forrest looks at Fallon. And so Fallon looks directly at Max and goes, you still haven't gathered how little she wants you, have you? Mic drop. Mic drop. Like, sir, you're blind. You can't see that she doesn't want you? Rough. Absolutely rough. So we also know that Fallon hates the government. Fallon hates society, which makes sense. He's an unfortunate, right? However, it runs a little deeper than that. We don't know exactly what the circumstances are, what really happened, but we get a little bit of insight in chapter 13 when Fallon is talking to Forrest and says, your father took away everything important to me for his own self-gain and paraded his perfect family around as if he didn't shed countless lives to create the life that you live. I need to know what the dad did. I believe it. I believe he did something really bad. I believe he did something so shady and diabolical and terrible because, like, he's in power. Like, how else? In this society, in this book specifically, how else do you get to a position of power if you haven't done some crazy, terrible things to people who really didn't deserve it? You know how Forrest was talking about Fallon and talking about how like the fear that he instills in her, she's like enticed to, and like she likes how it kind of puts her on edge. This is what she says about Xavier. And you tell me who you would go for, okay? She says, Xavier's presence is like a breath of fresh air. He is the first person I have found myself wanting to be around. Everything about him only draws me in. Every sly comment, every small joke, and every stolen moment alone with him makes the years of being alone with my thoughts feel lighter. That is adorable. That is sweet. That is peace. But also, he's not boring. He is a little sly. He's a little bit of a horn dog, like in the way that he can be in this universe, because, oh, have I mentioned it's like frowned upon to use PDA? Like just touching someone's leg or like holding their hand or whatever is considered like, ooh, spicy. But he like takes every chance he can to like lean over her or to like, you know, have his head like right here, talk to her neck, like talk to her. Stop. We've already established how I feel about Xavier. We already have. Another thing I want to talk about in regards to this book is that concept of them being able to talk to each other in each other's minds. This is not like a normal thing. This is not a thing that people just know about and is like cool. Later on, they're like able to have an actual conversation in her mind. And then it said, when he left her mind, she sensed another presence there. There's something else that's like lurking in her mind as well, and I'm wondering if that's like her shifter side or something like that. Shifters. Let's talk a little bit more about them. Shifters can use the tainted, which are like the marked ones. I believe that's like interchangeable. So the people with the same scar as Forrest, it says they can use the tainted to return their forms to a human-like state. Their DNA is far more mutated than the tainted's. Unlike the tainted, they don't possess special abilities. All they possess is a bloodlust that we are unable to satiate. Shifters want the tainted so that they can like mask their DNA. And all tainted have powers, like being able to read minds. So it makes me wonder, are Fallon and Forrest just connected in the way that they both have the mind reading ability? Or is that just like a thing that all tainted can do? Something else we should probably talk about is the fact that the commander, aka like the president or whatever, he now requires all unfortunate elders 70 years and above to be released outside of the ward, which is kind of like the safe zone or whatever, to conserve resources. So they just like, they're like, oh, you're old, out to pasture. Literally out to pasture. But only for the unfortunates. Obviously. Bear with me. We are still reading highlights. I bet you love this. Honestly, I'm worried it's going to take a long time, and you're like, feed us. Feed me. That's disgusting. So Fallon and Forrest are talking to each other in the art room, which in and of itself, fantastic. Like, he's a great painter. That is a plus in his column. I could be swayed either way, honestly, between Xavier and Fallon, but right now I'm firmly in Camp Xavier. Little lore drop here that I think could have been easily missed. In chapter 19, someone asked Forrest if she's an unfortunate loving whore like her mommy. Does that mean that people know that her mom is sympathetic to the unfortunates? Or could her dad have been an unfortunate and he like turned on his own people to like move up in the ranks, like move himself over? I don't know if that's even possible, but it's a thought I just had, especially since I was trying to figure out what happened and why the unfortunates cannot stand her dad. I don't know. I feel like she would have learned that by now if that were the case, unless it's like a really well kept secret. I don't know. My conspiracy theorist brain is like, you need to get something right. You need to guess something in this book. Okay. So switching gears into something that was like, I was giggling. I was kicking my feet. There is a part of the book where Forrest is hanging out with Xavier and he's being like his usual self, Mr. Suave. Like they're being a little bit like coy, but like slightly touchy, and they're like on a bench outside. It is romantic. It's adorable, and it made me all hot. Okay? And nothing had happened. Literally nothing had happened, but I was feral. So Forrest is thinking about Fallon and about how, like, you know, she wants to establish her connection with him, like the mental connection, kind of in the same time around like when she's hanging out with Xavier. And Fallon finally responds to her in her brain and says, I hear you, but I don't want to hear your thoughts of him. I'm cutting you off for today. Fallon was in her mind hearing how hot and bothered she was by Xavier. And he was like, nah, I can't do this. I'm cutting you off. I'm rooting for both of them. I'm rooting for both. Can a girl have hobbies? Can't she have variety of tastes? I don't know who I want her to be with, but I know I want whatever's happening to keep happening. This is good. This is exciting. Just after you get like a little moment with Fallon where you're like, ooh, I like him. Then later on, Xavier is talking to Forrest, and they're talking about like how much they enjoy each other's company. And he says, after today, don't be so surprised if I'm throwing rocks at your window in the middle of the night. I'm kicking my feet. You can't see it, but I'm kicking my feet. They're so cute. I love him. Not okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. I like him. I like them both, but I like him. Remember when Fallon was in Forest's brain while she was hanging out with Xavier? Right. So they're talking about it later on, and he says, some part of you must have been thinking of me whenever you're with him. The only way this works is if you're thinking of the other person, and they're thinking of you too. He was thinking about her. Just on his own. He was just thinking about her. I'm hilarious. I find myself funny. If you don't find me funny, at least I find myself funny, and that is the win. And that is the end of my annotations. I'm in the middle of a chapter. I am on page 192. That is where we're at, and that is where I'm going to pick up later on tonight. On that note, I'm going to go eat, and I will see you again later. I can't contain myself any longer. My boyfriend is asleep, and I'm trying to read this book. What's going on? They were gonna mug her, but now he's got his hands all over her body, and his face is close to hers. What? So he has no choice but to stay away from her, but at the same time he keeps like flirting with the line. I have a feeling something messed up or something fantastic is about to happen. Oh, wait. In the blink of an eye, he's several feet away from where he just stood. Oh, he can teleport. Teleport and mind reading. So, do they have all the powers? Do they have some powers? I'm getting so ahead of myself. I'm trying to predict this whole plot. I just need to read it. Okay. Yeah, he needs to stop. He needs to stop with this. The hot and cold thing. Just kiss the girl. Ooh, behind the ear. Ah, no one. Can she do that? Can she remove it? Is she gonna get away with removing it? Okay, it's giving the 100. It's giving the 100. What do you mean? What do you mean? Forrest 2 years ago in the untouchable sector? What do you mean? Oh, it's getting spicy. Okay, I'm so glad I decided to read tonight. I'm so excited. Piper, are you excited? She's excited. Aha. So she's at a party a couple of years ago, and there's a masked man that comes up to her, and he smells of cinnamon and oak. I knew that smell. I knew the smell. I searched for it. Yes, I did. Because I couldn't remember who, but I knew it. You know? And it was Xavier. He better not have done something crazy. Because I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for all of them. Of course. Of course. He's asking her to dance. It's the little things, I swear. Wait, he's an unfortunate. He's the unfortunate. Am I too tired for this? Or am I legitimately dumb right now? Wait, but he says dove. He gave her the chain for something to remember him by. Wait. Do you want me to stop touching you? No. She said no too. Okay. We're on the same page, girly. Okay. Legitimate question. Am I incorrect that was... Because Dove is Fallon's nickname for her. And the necklace is a thing that he wears. It's him that smells like cinnamon and oak. If I am wrong on this, y'all are gonna think I'm so dumb. I really think that it's Xavier. Oh goodness. I need to read. I just need to read. I'll let you know when something crazy happens or I'm proving. No, not the Kindle. She's fine. Okay, so weird angle, but bear with me on this one. I am in my book corner. My Kindle is all set up. I have the little clicker ready. And we are gonna get to finishing this book. I swear. That is, well, I shouldn't swear. I'm probably not going to. But that is the hope. Also, my voice is going to be a little bit off in this section of the video just because, like, I have a sore throat today. We found out that Forrest and Fallon are blood linked. Like, she cut herself with a knife he had cut himself with, and now everybody's freaking out. Also, when she looked in her reflection, there was this lady talking back to her, which was her, but not her. But yeah, so she's got that. And her other self is like showing her her memories of when she's met Fallon before. And the dad is like in on it. They know that they've met before. And the whole thing is they're trying to keep them apart for some reason, to not let something out, which I thought that something was the creepy reflection self, but the creepy reflection self says something else is trying to get out. So I don't know what is going on at all, and I'm gonna find out right now. I'm gonna literally read it right now. So let me do that, and I'll talk to you later. It has literally been like 2 minutes. Xavier doesn't have a chip either. What I'm sorry, he's my favorite. He also has a chest tat. I'm folding. I'm sorry. I folded a long time ago. We knew this. Tell me to stop and I will. Don't. Oh. He's very touchy. Like very gentle caresses and touches. Like, excuse me, sir. I saw the bruises on your neck. It made me angry someone else touched you. You can't see it, but I'm kicking my feet. Why are we thinking about Fallon right now? What if the other presence trying to get into her mind is Xavier? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like, what if it is? What if it is? I need to know what's going on with the Xavier thing. Because when she starts to think of Fallon, she like then pulls away from him. But she likes him and she wants him. What is going on? We just found out that Mark, the bus driver, is Grandpa. I was right that the dad was an unfortunate. It really just hit me how sad it is that they've been treating their grandpa like garbage. I'm sucking on a lozenge, by the way. They've been treating their grandpa like garbage for years and like didn't recognize him. All the while, he just gets to watch them live their like good lives and walk past him and not know him. That's so sad. Hold on. This is not a drill. It's a Fallon chapter. Xavier is in Fallon's house, and Fallon can hear what's going on in his mind. Oh no. And all Xavier is thinking about is Forrest. He's thinking about her gentle breaths caused by the pressure of his lips exploring her neck. I'm living for this. The deal is, so the dad is talking to them. The deal is he gets to keep some of his memories, but he has to stay away from her. Like, he gets to remember that he cared for her, but he has to stay away from her. Fallon says, Every time I see her, something urges me to be near her. I hear her laugh in fleeting moments of the night. The sweet upturn of her smile devours her face as prominently as her kind eyes. I feel her hands on my chest. Like, kill me. Kill me now? That's adorable. I don't know who I'm rooting for. I don't know what's happening. Frustrating, but so good. So good. Xavier versus Fallon is killing me. It's so good. Forrest isn't with him, Xavier says. Just this morning, I had her to myself, straddling me in her bedroom while I explored how sweet her skin tasted. I'm sure Fallon can't say he's had her the same way, but if he has, I doubt it was because she wanted it. Fallon, those are fighting words. You're gonna have to fight him, honestly. You're gonna have to do it, because that's rude. That's rude. Oh, they are fighting. That's what I said. You have to. You have to at this point. Xavier. I'd like to get back home and pick up where I left off with our girl, and then he winks at him. I am so sorry, but this man, he has charisma. Like, what can I say? I love it when one man taunts another man and they're all jealous, and it's like, oh, this is why I don't understand when people don't like love triangles. Like, this shit is good. It's good. Forrest and Fallon are doing the back and forth. So a shifter freaking attacked her in his building, and then they're inside, they're having a moment, and he's like, oh, you think I like you? Bruh, the whiplash from hating, loving, yearning, wanting, get away from me, no, I need you, like, what is going on? And now it's getting a little bit spicy. So I fell asleep. The plan was to read continuously, and I fell asleep. During a good part, too, we found out that Forrest has a power called the hold. Basically, like, she can say, like, don't, and then it'll stop someone from moving, and then they're, like, stuck. Fallon can kind of do a similar thing, but it looked like it took a lot out of him to do it. I am still only 63% in. That's nice. I have 4 hours left of reading, according to my Kindle. 4 hours left in the book. So, and it is like maybe 5 p.m. now. So I will continue to read this until I go to bed tonight, or I will continuously fall asleep. I knew it. I knew that Caden liked Max before, because now he likes Hunter and Hunter likes him. I'm at the part where they are at the dinner for something, some fancy dinner. I already forgot. The tension between Fallon, Josh, Max, Xavier, Adam, like, there's so much going on. Like, every time that I think, okay, this is the direction we're going, nope, now it's about jealousy. Oop, now it's about the apparatus, whatever the fuck that is. Then, oh, he's becoming an official. Oh, now they're betting on the unfortunates to fight in a pit. Oh, mom and dad are drunk. What? Forrest and Xavier. Xavier is such a complicated character to me. Like, I love him. Me. Forrest, she wants him, and also she's scared of him, but also, like, he's safe to her. I don't know what it is. I don't know what her relationship is with any of these men. Except for Max. Max she does not give a single ounce of thought or care for. If you asked me right now who she's into, the answer is both, and simultaneously like neither of them. If I heard what's coming out of Xavier's mouth, folding, I think about painting your body with my tongue, and I want to fulfill every single one of your desires and know your every want. Fold. Wait a second, did I just read that? Okay, wait. So the other part of her in her mind wants Xavier, but she wants Fallon. I should want him, but I don't. Girl, what the? She's making me angry. She's making me angry. So, it's a new day. I started feeling really, really bad last night, so I went to sleep. And I've been just casually reading this morning. There's a lot going on. Yeah, I mean, there was one of these and there was one of these, and this went into this. And Xavier knows. And now they're being captured. They killed a shifter at a big party. It's everything, all at once. What does this mean? So he's bad, but I'm curious. Why can't we just see what happens? I'm not shocked that he's the commander. I'm really not. He wants to protect her because he wants her power? Or does he want her? I don't know. So, last time you saw me, that girl, she didn't realize that she was gonna be dead to the world for about a day and a half. And this is me just finally getting over feeling like absolute garbage. However, my voice may still be a little bit off, so keep that in mind. I finished The Order by Katerina St. Clair. Here are my general opinions about the end, keeping in mind that, of course, I was a little bit sick and a little sleepy, but here we go. So the last bit of this book had some issues. So what happened at the end of The Order for me? Where do I start? So my favorite love interest turned out to be a bad guy. I'm not upset. Also, the love interest we're supposed to love, he was doing the back and forth thing for too long for my liking. And then when he finally does admit that he wants her and he wants to be with her, it goes from 0 to sex. And then it's love, and then like they can't live without each other. I wish that I cared more about Fallon. I really do. In fight scenes or just, I don't know, like the last bit, they're held captive and the big bad is supposedly like, you know, do this or we kill you, or like do this or we kill your friends. And then she goes, no, bring them in front of me. And he's like, okay. And then he's like, now we're separating you. And now we're punishing you more by putting you together. Like it just didn't make sense. I fear. Like I was lost. They were talking about how winded and like how out of breath the other characters were, but like we never got any description of the other characters fighting. Like it seemed a bit disjointed at the end, and it's very disappointing because I was really enjoying that book and I wanted to continue the series. May I continue it? I'm not gonna say like no, I hated it, because would I possibly? I don't see myself binging it. Could be wrong. I could start the second book and it could be the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I've been proven wrong before. I don't want to detract from like all of the other positive things about the book. Like I do like the world building. I like the description of the shifters. I do like the magical system, although I'm still a little bit confused about like levels of power, but that happens a lot in fantasy series where you're just like not sure of what constitutes someone's full power and like all that. But that's fine. But I am gonna give The Order maybe like a 3.5 rating, which is still really good. It is better than a lot of books. Really enjoyed it. I did have some issues at the end, and unfortunately the end is like the last impression that I've gotten off of it. So if you like seeing my vlog content, you want to see more of me just in my daily life, listen to how I feel about books, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Like this video if you like what you're seeing, and if you've made it to this point, please comment down below the last book that you read when you were out and about. Let me know what you're reading and let's talk about it in the comments. Until the next time, bye.